I bet you're thinking like something gotta shake, something gotta change, something gotta be different. And it's not necessarily that you need to change your life, but you actually need to change the way that you view yourself. Welcome to Next Level Transformation Talk. Hey y'all, I am Tiffany, the host, the realest on the planet, just saying with the most, the realest you ever hear, okay? The realest you ever see, okay? And the realest you will ever know. I love y'all. If y'all new subscribers, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for diving in. Thank y'all for supporting the channel. If you are been day ones, I love y'all down. Thank y'all for always showing so much love and support. Now, let me tell you something. I'm noticing that I ain't gonna bring it up. It is what it is. This video reaches whoever it needs to reach at the time it needs to reach it. Okay? Listen, you may be thinking, I gotta change my life. And let me tell you something. Let me just say something off rip, because I don't want people to have this mindset where but we have a tendency, the more that we listen to certain things, the more that we hear certain videos, we try to make it fit for our life, and everything ain't for you. Okay, so take what resonates and leave it for somebody else for it to exist in their life, right? The reason why I'm saying this is because there's two different scenarios at play right now. Either you need to make some changes in your life, right? Whether it's habits, whether it's in routines, whether it's your job, whether it's environment, whether it's whatever in the scene, right? And that can better help you to progress in life, right? Or this may be you, where you need to view yourself differently in order to see a shift in your life, where it's not necessarily about changing something like your job or your environment, but it's just the way that you view yourself. A lot of us still suffer from negative influence on oneself, right? Not just who we consume ourselves with, or not just what we consume and intake, right? But just how we view ourselves. A lot of us still struggle with this. It's a heavy struggle, more so now than ever, in my opinion, simply because the shift in the economy has us, is very hard for us to really position ourselves for stability if you don't view yourself in a way that you deserve a certain level of stability. So this is why I said it is more so not necessarily, that's what I'm saying, scenarios are different. You may need to, put down that blunt. Just saying, you may need to put down that bottle. That may be the change you need to see progression and expansion, elevation in your life. That may be for you. You may need to start grounding yourself spiritually. You may need to find time to nurture your spiritual foundation, to see hope again, to find peace. That may be what you need to make the adjustment, right? But it also may be that you need to see that you are capable of being who you desire to be, right? You may need to start viewing yourself as not, and let me just say this, because we do have a tendency of taking something and running with it. Okay, let me explain it a little bit in more depth. In order for you to see yourself of who you desire to be, personally, professionally, or spiritually, you gotta lead with truth. You gotta keep it a buck with yourself. Okay, and maybe that's your starting point, is starting to sit with your truths instead of ignoring them, instead of surpassing them, instead of tucking them to the side. You got to keep it a buck with yourself in order for you to really envision yourself the way that you desire. All right, that's the shift in your life that you actually need to do. It's not necessarily that you need to find another job. You got to be truthful, because we can find jobs, okay, but are you willing to work? That part. Okay. You can move to a better neighborhood, but are you willing to release the survival mentality? Okay. Message for somebody. So the changes, you got to be honest with yourself of what changes you actually have to do. Everybody's change is different. Everybody's change looks different. Everybody's change needs to be different, right? Some of you guys may actually need a better job, and you're willing to work and do what you need to do. Some of you guys may need a better financial planning. Some of y'all may need financial assistance, whatever the truth is. But some of y'all also got to be honest that you really are a procrastinator. And that's the shift that you need, right? Some of y'all really got to be honest with yourself, and you're really just lazy. So the change that you're desiring within your life will look different based upon the truths you are willing to live with. Okay. And then moving forward, you know how to adjust your life, whether it's professionally, whether it's personally, right? Whether it's spiritually. A lot of you guys are really not in tune or aligned spiritually, not just because you don't want to, but because you are doing it surfacely. You're just connecting to any YouTube teacher, reader, messenger, preacher, and that is as far as your spiritual journey goes. You don't take time to actually connect personally and really see what aligns for you with your spiritual foundation. A lot of you guys have followed trends versus been revealed of your spiritual foundation. Again, when you lead with truth and be honest with yourself, it will provide you way more clarity than any YouTube video can. A message for somebody. Because a lot of you guys are still having a hard time leading with truth, being honest with oneself. And then you're wondering why your life is not shifting in the way that you desire it to be. I get it. Sitting with truth is a hard thing to do. It's not easy to sit in truth. It's not easy to be honest with yourself. It is not easy to walk in your truth, to live in your truth. It's not. For me, it's no way around it. It was so interesting. I had somebody told me, I've heard this on a couple of occasions in the past, where somebody explained to me and literally said the reason why it was very hard, or like you didn't belong in a sense, right? So much worse. The reason why you didn't belong is because how you showed up is who you are. I said, why is that a problem? And to find out, these individuals were taught, but also raised and brought up to you show this way behind closed doors, and then you show this way in front of the door, right? So behind the door, you show this way. In front of the door, baby, that's not leading with truth. Okay? That's actually leading a double life. In case you didn't know. Okay? I'm here to tell you. Some people don't know. It's a little hair. Some people don't know. Some people don't think that they live in a double life. They look at it as being private. Okay? They looking at it as being discreet or secretive and not putting their business out there. It's not a matter of putting your business out there. It's a matter of you showing up authentically you. If I got a problem, you're gonna know I have a problem. It's going to be evident. If I'm unbothered, you will know that I'm bothered, and I do not care. It's no fakeness, right? And maybe that's where the disconnect is, of you trying to figure out why there's a change in my life that I'm looking for. There's a shift in my life that I'm trying to find or trying to adapt, but I can't put my finger on it. So I'm here to give you, there could be two things. Maybe you need to change something physically, right? Your routine, your diet, your environment, your occupation, your profession, right? Your friends. It's something maybe physically you need to change, but it also could be your mindset. Okay? Your thought process, your beliefs, things that you don't physically see, but it's the way that you move. It's the way that you operate. Okay? The thing about transformation, You release the old way of thinking, feeling, believing, behaving in order to operate in your highest truth. And if that is what you're searching for, if that is what you're looking to do, if that is what you're looking to accomplish, especially in right now, if you are wanting to operate in your highest truth, you gotta lead with truth. You can't operate in your highest truth and still have a two-face, still be the mask. You know, they remember that Jim Carrey movie? Like, you can't do that. How you operate your highest truth and you still walking around two-faced? Like, which one I'm gonna get type situation. Make it make sense. I love y'all down. You hear me? I love you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, as always, for tuning in, diving in. Listen, let me just tell you something real quick. Be a blessing, okay, unto others, however that may look, however that may show up, however that may feel for you to do so, right? Be a blessing unto others, but please know you are blessed too. Love you.